As you can see, we have already jumped into my lock wash day routine, and I'm going to show you how I retwist my locks. I always start by rinsing my locks and making sure they are completely saturated. And in this video, I will be using the Kaleidoscope Therapeutic Detox Shampoo. It's infused with ginger and rosemary. It's supposed to be a restorative hair therapy for all scalps and hair textures, and of course, sulfate free. So once I get my hair completely saturated, I will go in. I like to use this function on my kitchen sink attachment. Yes, this is my kitchen sink, and yes, I'm gonna clean when I finish, so don't worry about it. You ain't gotta eat here. It's gonna be clean when I finished. So like I said, I will continue to basically saturate my locks. Once they're completely soaked, I'm going to go in with the shampoo, and I like to start with the perimeter of my hair, so around my edges. And I'll always put some in the front and go back as far as I can with my fingertips. And then I'm going to put some on the back and just, playing around, get it where I want it. I always do my roots first because that's where my hair is basically the dirtiest. That's where all my new growth is. That's where all my products that I put in my hair normally is, unless the oil, which is in the rest of my hair. Don't really put much products in my hair except for oil and water. So if I do have any products, it's going to be any product that was left on my scalp from my last retwist, or any oil that's causing any buildup or any dirt will be on my scalp. So there I am doing some heavy scalp massaging with my fingertips. I don't do my fingernails because I barely have any, but yeah, fingertips only. So I'm going to take and put just a little bit of water. I'm not rinsing out the shampoo just yet, just moving around the shampoo to the middle part of my hair that I did not get much shampoo on. This helps me to make sure that shampoo has been dispersed by using some more water just to get it where I need it to be. And I always go in and add some more shampoo, working in the center part of my head just to make sure I'm getting everything. I like to work in sections, so at first I start with the front, then I go around the back, and then I like to do the middle part of my hair, and then I just go wherever I feel like my hair needs to be cleansed the most. And once I do that with the shampoo, I go in and I do my first rinse. This is not really to get all of the shampoo out. This is just basically to kind of re-wet my hair because I'm going to go back in again with some more shampoo. So as you can see here, I'm just basically letting the water get through my locks. I like to squeeze my locks during my process just to make sure I'm getting anything that's on the inside of my locks out of my locks. So lint or dirt or anything like that may have be accumulated in my locks. I try to get that out with that method of just squeezing it while the water is running over it. This is me making sure that I'm getting mostly everything out and re-wetting my hair. Not really focusing on making sure the shampoo is out, like I said, just re-wetting my hair and squeezing it to get anything out that is in. So now I'm going to work on the length of my locks. I basically put some shampoo into my hands and I'm going to squeeze my locks. I don't really like lather up the way I do my scalp. It's more of like of a touch and get some shampoo on the outside and kind of rub them together and stuff like that. And being that, like I said, my scalp is normally the dirtiest part of my hair, yes, I'm going down the shaft of my hair like that, just getting some shampoo worked through, but I'm not really needing to cleanse the ends of my locks. My locks don't really be dirty. Now, if they're really dirty, I will go in and do like a heavy like scrub on that, but my locks aren't really that dirty. It's just my scalp at the moment. And I don't know if you can see it in this video, but I dyed my hair March of 2022. And it still has a lot of dye coming out of my locks. I can't wait to dye my hair again. Don't know what color I'm going to do. I'm either leaning towards going more red and brighter, or basically going back to having black locks. We'll see. I don't know. So this is when I will go in. I try not to put shampoo on my hair more than twice in my shampooing process, because this is going to be me afterwards. My locks are super heavy. I'm going to have to lay somewhere and try to get my back and my neck right, because this takes a lot. Like, this is a lot of bending over my kitchen sink, squeezing some heavy locks that are filled with water to get this look. It's a lot. I'm just going to tell you that now. My locks are super heavy. And don't tell me to wash it in the shower, because I don't like the way my locks feel when I wash them in the shower. Feels like it's just, I don't like them touching me when they're like soaking wet like that. So no, I'm not getting in the shower. So I'm basically getting all of the shampoo out, because this is, like I said, my final rinse, and I'm going in with my attachment on my kitchen sink just to apply more pressure. You need pressure to get any shampoo out of your locks or any dirt or anything like that. It is a blessing to have something that will basically make your water like a pressure washer. but don't blow your head off. So it's great to just use that attachment that I have on my kitchen sink, and it's going to basically get anything inside of my locks out and any shampoo that may have got in when I was using the shampoo on my locks. And I like to squeeze them, like I said, to get the water in and out of my locks. So that's what I'm doing here. And just basically getting all of the shampoo out. And this does take time. And this is like the most tedious process. It's not the shampooing my scalp or shampooing the length of my locks. It's basically making sure I'm getting all of that shampoo out. I rinse for a really, really long time to ensure that. I don't want any shampoo left in my hair. Now, as for this shampoo, this was my first time using it, and it was amazing. I give it a 9 out of 10. I didn't like the ginger smell, but whatever. So here we are about to retwist my locks. I've done all of this off camera because it takes a long time, and it's the same process. I'm basically going to take a section of my locks that I'm going to work on. So it's going to be this row now. It's their turn to be retwisted, and I'm going to move those out of the way. And it's only like 4 locks in this little hair bow, but for some reason I just had to clip it out the way, and it's not even in the way. I could have just skipped that whole process. I'm using the Jamaican Mango and Lime locking gel. I like the way this has like a more watery consistency. And also I'm using the Jamaican Mango and Lime locking firm wax. I use both of these. I go in with the gel and then the wax, and I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. I'm basically layering these products to get the appearance that I want it to have. So now I also use this little tool here just if I have a lot of tangles in my locks. I thought I was going to have a lot because most of the time when I get to the front of my hair, they're normally dry and matted together, but it was not bad this time. So I'm just basically trying to move the hair around. If you want clean parts, this is when you would do that. I don't really care. I haven't had clean parts in a really, really long time. Doesn't bother me. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to put some on the entire row and just spread that out. And this just helps me to kind of, if there is any tangles, it kind of makes it a little bit more manageable, but not really. So I'm just working that through, and this is the first lock that I'm going to do. I'm going to take more of that locking gel, and I'm going to add some to the roots and just make sure it's dispersed all the way through. It depends on how much new growth you have. It's going to depend on how much gel you're going to use. I try to put enough just to make sure that section is fully saturated. Then I go in with a small amount of the firming wax, and then I twist. I want to go ahead and say I am not a loctician. I am not a loctician. I am not a loctician. I do not palm roll. I do not take the comb and try to twirl it around like they do the recoil or whatever that is. I'm just twisting my hair, and then I'm going to put a clip on it. And I want to repeat again, I am not a loctician. This is just the way that I like to do my hair because I do my own hair. So basically you're going to keep going, and you're going to repeat that process on every single lock until you are basically done. And that's what I'm doing here. Just moving the hair around, going in with the locking gel, which is the more loose textured one, and then putting on the firm wax over it. And I do like to clip either 2 or 3 locks together. It depends on how thick that lock is, and I try to put it in the direction that I want it to fall. When I did get my lock started, I wish I would have asked for maybe a middle part or a side. I have both side parts, but I do not have a middle part. So yeah, sucks, but here we are. So I'm going to add some wax gel, the locking gel, and then the firm wax over it, and then twist, and then clip it. Now, when I get down to these 4 that are at the front, they normally give me the hardest time. They don't want to separate. They want to stay together. It's annoying. And if you have locks that are like your roots have become joined together, you can either pull those apart or you can cut them apart. It just depends on your preference. Either one is fine. And don't forget to like, comment, and share this video. And I'm just continuing the process of what I do on every single lock is basically add my gel, then put the wax over it, and then twist it, and then clip it out of the way. And also, when I get down to those last 4 locks that's still in that hair bow that I was talking about that I haven't got to yet, I know that there's like light at the end of the tunnel, because I'm in pain. Like, y'all, see, there's not much, you know, tangles going on here right now, but when I get down to Rasputia and Mr. Clump up here, whatever you want to call them, these some thick locks. I gotta add more product. And I try to make sure I'm twisting them a little bit tighter than the rest, just because they're that thick. And I do try to sometimes comb through if I feel like they're a little tangled. This time it was not as bad, so we don't have any issues. And now I just start to twist. I would recommend that if you're twisting your own locks, to try to twist them in the same direction that you always twist them. Being that sometimes the back of my head is like hard to retwist the same direction. I know there's different directions, but I always try to go in the same direction that I have started, because I used to go get my locks professionally done and now I don't. But I try to keep them going in the same rotation. And that's basically it. Like, I go through each individual lock and I'm gonna tell you the method or the order again. I'm gonna put the separate them. And then I'm going to pull a lock that I'm going to work on. I'll put some of the locking gel, followed by the locking wax, and then I twist it. Or if I need to detangle anything, I'll use a little comb and comb through, and then twist it and clip them. After I do that, if I have time, I would normally let my locks air dry in slight amount of heat, so I won't sit on the dryer the whole time. But it's late at night when I made this video, so I don't have time to just let my hair air dry, so I just sat up under my hooded dryer for a good amount of time. And before I set up under my dryer, I do like to go in with just a little bit of the wax. And if I see where, like, I don't twist my edges too tight where they're just like laying there perfectly, so I go in and make sure those are laying down before I get ready to dry or let my hair dry. And it takes a little while for my hair to dry, and that's basically it. I will let my hair air dry or use my dryer, my hooded dryer, and I'm done. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe.